Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the Big Goose here, coming back for the first time in a pretty long time with some content for my dying YouTube channel. And by dying, I mean it was never alive in the first place. So, I wanted to do a little bit of semi consistent content creation since, I haven't really been active and I like Pokemon Showdown a lot. So, I decided I wanted to do some 1v1 laddering. I've got a new account here called Slippery Skink. No games except for one random battle. And I'm going to show you some of my 1v1 teams, my newer ones. They've been updated from the old 1v1 video, or they're just brand new teams. And we're going to start right at the bottom of the ladder and try and climb up. And as we get higher, I'll show you some of my better and better teams. These teams are kind of ranked by viability. And so we're going to start near the bottom. All of these are work in progress, especially these two. We're not going to play these two. So if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, and I will explain everything as we go along. This is called Elect Bait with Bulky Pod. The Bulky Pod in question is a Leftovers Leech Seed Pain Split Golisopod that uses the aforementioned Leech Seed and Pain Split plus Iron Defense and Skitter Smack to heal itself, deal damage, stay alive, and honestly do a lot of work. It's kind of hard to beat if you don't have like an electric or rock move. And or if you don't resist bug, it's just kind of nasty. It can have some trouble with certain steel types and certain stall sets, but it's a really fun set. I'm pairing it with a Choice Band Archeops. This is my glue Pokemon for this team. It is meant to press Head Smash on things that would threaten my Golisopod. Specifically, flying types are a big one. It should also have Earthquake, because Earthquake lets it take out certain steel types, especially steel rock types. It should also And then we have a Wakanberry Counter Mirror Coat Shell Smash Surf Blastoise. This is a very specific set. The Wakanberry lets it survive a Choice Band Zeraora Plasma Fist and KO back with counter, even after a Fake Out. So a Fake Out plus a well, if it's Choice Banded, never mind. It lets it survive a Choice Spec. The 44 Spadef is so that it always survives a Choice Specs Regieleki's Thunderbolt. Although with the 212 HP, it might not be necessary. And then it can also survive Magnezone, hit back with Mirror Coat. Although with the Custap Berry, that could be a problem that I didn't really think about. What I could do here is instead of Shell Smash, I think I'm gonna run Aqua Jet. So with Aqua Jet, even though I have like no attack investment, you can survive a hit from Magnezone because the Wakanberry, Mirror Coat it down to Sturdy, and then Aqua Jet it. The idea behind Shell Smash is you get hit by something, Shell Smash, and then Surf. I'd rather just Surf Aqua Jet, honestly, especially with Torrent. So the idea is you get knocked down into Torrent and deal some pretty good damage. So this is kind of a weird, wacky team. Everything's weak to electric. And we're going to see if we can bait some people here at the bottom of the ladder. So let's get into it. I'm also going to try and make this a bit of a shorter video than usual. So you can see my rank. I got nothing. No games. Although I'm coming up right against someone who's got a pretty conventional looking team. Malamar is kind of scary. I honestly don't know what I want to do here. I think Golisopod eats up Malamar, but I don't think they're going Malamar here. I think my best bet is to go Blastoise. Blastoise, they do go Malamar. Probably a bad call. I'm just going to press counter, assuming they're going for superpower here. Because that's usually what you do. They go Switcheroo on a Choice Scarf. Let's see what they're doing in the face of my counter. This is kind of interesting. They could switcheroo again. Okay, they're this set. Yeah, sure. You got me. Um, that looked like someone that was smurfing. Kind of like I am currently smurfing. My normal account usually sits around 1500 on the ladder, sometimes higher. Alakazam Boras is better than BDSP. Okay. Um, Blastoise could probably take out the Rhyperior. I don't know how well it would fare against these two. I think my best bet, if I think they're going Scizor, is Golisopod. I don't think they're going Rhyperior here in the face of two water types. And I think Golisopod probably scares off the Kazam. They go Rhyperior. That seems really weird and very indefensible. Why would you go Rhyperior in the face of a Blastoise? Okay. You know, it is what it is. You're going to take a couple losses. Zapdos, Cart, and Pharaoh. This team does struggle with steel types, honestly, especially grass steel types. Golisopod's probably my best bet against a Kartana, but I still might lose that matchup. If I think they're going Zap, I just want to go Chops. Archeops. I think Archeops can also beat Cart, so I'm going to go Archeops. Okay, they go Zap. This should be a win as long as I don't miss head smash. And they're not, like, Choice Scarf. Yeah. Zapdos probably just died 15 times over. We go up to 10:45. I think we're going to play, like, 2 or 3 more games with this team. It's not the most interesting team. Archeops, the reason I switched Earthquake kind of showing through here. It hits Heatran pretty well. Otherwise, Coco does outspeed Archeops. They do have an electric type, so I'm going to hope Blastoise can bait out that Tapu Koko and get them to just go Thunderbolt. Let's see if it works. They go Thunder, but we don't take enough damage. We can try Aqua Jetting here. But if this Aqua Jet doesn't kill, we're probably dead to the follow-up Thunder. Ooh, I don't know if that crit was necessary. But I do think... I'm also realizing, since I have HP investment, I probably don't need the Spadef investment to survive Regieleki Thunderbolt. In fact, let's just pull up Regieleki. I like to use the Monotype's Wallbreaker version because this is specs. That's with 44 Spadef. What about 0 Spadef, 212 HP? Yeah, we survive easily. Okay, so I want to put the rest into attack so that my Aqua Jet's doing enough damage. What the hell? Okay, there we go. 44 into attack, and then we'll put our minus. Ooh, the question is where... Oh yeah, minus in speed. That's fine. We're not too worried about speed. We'll validate. Yup. See, that's kind of the live team building you want to be doing. We see a Ditto here. Ditto could be problematic. Problematic for Archeops, clearly. I also see an Aggron and an Urshifu, making me really want to go Golisopod. I think it's got a pretty good matchup in all three. Urshifu Rapid Strike in particular probably doesn't stand a chance against just an Iron Defensing Golisopod. Poison Jab is not going to do much, especially in the face of Iron Defense. So we're going to hit a second Iron Defense and then probably just start Leech Lifing. They hit another Poison Jab. Eventually I am going to get poisoned. Cat, stop it. So at some point I will get poisoned, and that's kind of going to suck, but I should just be able to Leech Life to outpace it. This is going to be a long game. Let's just Leech Life and keep skipping to end of turn, because if we don't, it's going to take a while. But they don't know that. They can do that. Okay, so we're dealing a solid 10% per turn. They're dealing a whole nothing per turn. I am so sorry about my stupid cat. Cat, stop it. They're going to go Surging Strikes, which, sure, you're going to crit. You're still not dealing anything because I am a impish Golisopod. And we're just going to keep Leech Lifing. We're barely losing anything. Eventually, they're going to die. Rock Slide, they could have been going for a while ago. Honestly, a crit Rock Slide could deal some very real damage. Currently, it's only dealing 13 because I have 2 Iron Defenses up and my defense stat is currently 1,041. And yeah, we clean up. That's a nice thing here. Golisopod, just a really strong Urshifu counter. It's a little bit weaker. It's actually a lot weaker against Dark Urshifu. Although Dark Urshifu does gain a weakness to my Leech Life. But you don't want to go Iron Defense because of Wicked Blow. Okay, we see Zygarde, Ditto, and nothing else. I think they're pulling Ditto, and even if I think they're pulling Zygarde, I kind of want to pull Golisopod. I'm going to Iron Defense. They're going to Glare. I get my Iron Defense up anyway. I'm going to hit another Iron Defense. They Coil. That is a little annoying. I don't really have a good way to combat them coiling, and my Leech Life is not doing anything. This could be bad. And, I mean, real bad. My HP is 354. I'm just going to keep pressing Leech Life. It is doing nothing at all. This is probably not going to end well for me. If I had to guess, things are about to get bad. That was a crit. It dealt 31. Yikes. But they're still doing absolutely nothing with their 1,000 arrows. This is going to be a grind. Dragon Pulse makes me actually, now that I know that they're running Dragon Pulse for God knows what reason, they only have 30 PP of attacking moves. And if I keep Skitter smacking, their Dragon Pulse is going to be negligible, and their 1,000 arrows is already negligible. Although, honestly, a crit with either could probably take me out. Let's Leech Life just to recover a little bit, because I am really worried about a crit. Especially a crit Dragon Pulse, which is about, I think, 1 in 25 for one of these many Dragon Pulses to crit. They forfeit. I think they had better odds than I did in that game. I'm going to do one more game with this team. It's actually performing pretty well, but I am low ladder. Okay. So here's where we get to see the real test. If people are baited by the Blastoise, do they send out the Manectric? No, they send out a Whiscash. That's unfortunate. I'm going to hit a Surf. Sure. They Dragon Dance. I Surf again. I assume they hit one more Dragon Dance. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Okay, they go Earthquake. Sure. I need a high roll on Aqua Jet. 1%? No! God. Ah! Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. If I had countered, I would have won that one. I'm going to do one more, just to try and get a win out with this team. We got Askew, Darm, Manitan, Galar, and Ditto. Honestly, I like Blastoise here. I don't see anything really beating it. Okay, they go Askew. I'm gonna Surf, because that gets around their Ice Face. Ice Face only affects physical moves, if I remember correctly. Which was one of the reasons I pulled Blastoise here. Because otherwise, I deal a lot more damage just head smashing it with an Archeops, but they do have that Ice Face. I assume this is like a sub belly drum set. That's what most Askews are. They can't belly drum here. They liquidation for just about nothing. And I think this game is ours. I think I can just press Surf a couple times. I think they're supposed to be running a Berry. They go down to 3%. They try to set up a sub, and I Aqua Jet. Oh yeah, Ice Face. God damn it. That didn't really open me up to much. I'm guessing their moveset is Sub, Belly Drum, Liquidation, and Icicle Crash. So I'm not particularly concerned with wasting a turn there. And we take the win. I will be back momentarily. And look at that. It's been a literal moment. You guys didn't notice anything, did you? We're going to switch up teams now. Probably only going to do one, maybe two more teams. So let's show off an updated version of a team from my last 1v1 video called Scarf Tran plus 306 Speed Trap. That's what the SP stands for. This has Roserade, which is a speed trap of 306, because if you're slower than 306, I get off a sleep powder, a wide lens sleep powder, and then I can leech seed and protect and substitute. This obviously doesn't work against grass types or things with overcoat. For the grass types, we've got a Heatran that can just melt things. And for Kyurem, so I had an interesting situation here. I was struggling against Landorus, Dragapult, and Zeraora. For Landorus, I have Kyurem. Kyurem handles it very well. With 252 HP, it's handled. But then I had Dragapult versus Zeraora. With a Dragon Fang, I will always survive what Zeraora throws at me and just barely KO back with a Draco Meteor. If I'm against Dragapult, Glaciate won't speed it down enough so that I outspeed. I need to hit a Draco Meteor. But they KO back with Draco Meteor if I'm not running a Haban Berry. So currently, so that's just against like Specs Dragapult, all-out offensive Dragapult. If it's like a disable curse set, often Roserade will work out. And so that's generally the plan. If it is a choice Specs Dragapult, it can usually Fire Blast Roserade down, and I just don't have an out. It outspeeds Heatran, and I don't remember if it kills with it. There's something it kills with. So it's a little awkward. Sometimes you have to pick your battles like that. And I chose Zeraora. Was just a more prevalent threat these days than a bomber style of Dragapult. But here we're just going to see a Ditto, an Urshifu, and an Aggron. I think this person had an Urshifu Surging Strikes, right? So Aggron loses to Roserade. If it's Ditto versus Roserade, I actually win. The only thing Roserade is scared of is Urshifu. And I think they're going Urshifu. So I'm going to run this calc real quick. Let's get a Heatran. Is there like... Okay, let's just go blank set. Oh wait, no, I have the custom Heatran in here already. There we go. Okay, custom set Heatran versus Urshifu. But if they're Assault Vest, I'm kind of screwed. I just died to a close combat. I still think it's my best bet here. They go Ditto, which means we're on speed tie. Who outspeeds? This is concerning. I have Earth Power, and we get the win. 50-50, baby. I was not expecting a Ditto there. It loses to Roserade, and it probably would have lost to Kyurem. Okay, we've got Corv and Zygarde here. Kyurem doesn't beat Zygarde necessarily, but it usually does, because Zygarde often doesn't run a dragon. And I kind of just like pressing Glaciate against both of these mons. So we see Zygarde coming out. I think this is the person from earlier that's running Dragon Pulse, which my Spadef's decent at baseline, plus I'm max HP invested. I think a quad-effective Glaciate will win out here. So we break their sub quite easily. We're just going to press Glaciate a couple times, I'm guessing. I don't see any reason not to. Sure, your power construct now. I don't see how that changes the outcome of this game. I don't think... Oh, they're running Outrage. That is very unusual. I'm not sure if that crit mattered. It probably didn't. but you don't usually see outrage on Zygardes. Uh, does Power Construct give an attack boost? I'm not actually sure. Anyways, it happens. You're gonna lose from time to time, if not quite often. That's just how it is. That's why I love 1v1. I'm not, like, a fantastic player. Oh, god damn it. Okay. What I was saying is, I'm not a fantastic player, but I know my shit enough that I can have a lot of fun here. So, we just, press Leech Seed. And then we're gonna press Substitute. And they concede. Okay. Fear is a bad strategy. It can scare off, it has its purpose. I think generally, if you put fear on your team, you put it on there as a threat more than as something that you ever pull. It's like, hey, you shouldn't pull out your choice specs users, your choice users. Is if you pull out a choice user that isn't like trick against me, I'm just gonna beat you with fear strats. And that's effective. But when you're this low in the ladder, you see a lot of like mono fear or like just Aaron. And like, sure, Aaron's neat, but stop it. Bulu, Volcanion, and Conk. My first inclination is go Heatran. Conk doesn't have great Spadef, so I think an Eruption kills. I'd be surprised if it can't handle a Tapu Bulu. But Volcanion concerns me. It is quad resistant to fire and has a stab water move. Oh, well, all of these get caught by Roserade. I should just be going Roserade. That was risky. If they had pulled Bulu here, that could have gone poorly. But instead, I get to go Sleep Powder. Unfortunately, Sleep Powder is still only 82% accurate. That's still pretty good. Banking on an 82% accurate move doesn't feel fantastic, but usually it feels fine. This will also shut off Guts, although if he has like a weird Sleep Talk set, it could go poorly. Here you're going to want to set up a sub, although when they break out of sleep, we might not be able to get them back into it. Another benefit of Wide Lens is just always being, almost always hitting your Leech Seeds really nice. We're up to 190, and we'll play one more game. And then I am going to pause it and run to the bathroom. And I would just pull out Roserade again. I am so sorry about the dogs in the background. Okay, they can see. Okay, that doesn't count. We're gonna do one more game. And we've hit 1200. I'm hoping to get to like 1400 by the end of the video. That's when things get interesting. So this is kind of day one, just sort of trudging through the bad players. Not bad players, just the low ladder. Don't want to make any judgments. But it looks like we're only going to get up to about 1300 because a little bit of bad luck, and I'm using less than optimal teams. Normally, if I'd add a new account and I was trying to pull up the ladder really fast, I'd pull out my best teams. But I wanted to show some teams that really kind of struggle when you get up to more competent players. God, I need to stop saying things like that. Competent. So while that's loading up, I'll show off my next team called Laddie Steel. Oh, never mind. I won't. So we've got Raichu, Roserade, and Graplocked. Roserade v Roserade sounds like hell, so I hope I don't have to do that. Heatran notably does outspeed Raichu, and I would be shocked if Eruption doesn't kill. Honestly, I like Heatran here. And it's got Choice Scarf Heatran as such amazing surprise factor. Like, they think their Raichu's gonna outspeed, and then it just gets Eruptioned on. And yeah, with that, we're gonna switch over to this team. It's called Laddie Steel, because it's built around a combination of a Trick Choice Scarf Latios and a physically bulky Registeel using Iron Defense and Thunder Wave. Normally you'd see like Amnesia in the Thunder Wave slot. I like Thunder Wave. It gives me a lot more chances to kind of cheese out wins that are feeling kind of awkward. It can help me win against things like Urshifu that's hitting a bunch of Wicked Blow crits. Thunder Wave can come in really clutch. And to cover up some things that this team often struggles with, we have a Blacephalon that can blow away things like. God, I need to say something, Isaac. Ferrothorn. And there's some other just common sets that having a sub-Pataya Blacephalon can really help. I'm also running Hyper Beam, because a lot of the time Shadow Ball is only about 100. Is both my move. Well, let's say my Fire move is resisted, and Shadow Ball's neutral. I'd rather have Hyper Beam because a neutral Shadow Ball after stab is only 120, Hyper Beam's 150, and Overheat ends up being about 75 or 80. 85. 85? Yeah. If it's halved. Here we've got a Whale Lord. Oh, I forgot to switch teams. Oops. Whale Lord, Malamar, Crobat. So Crobat actually outspeeds Choice Scarfetran, which is one of the issues with Choice Scarfetran. It can be outsped. Wailord and Malamar concern me, but Crobat concerns me a lot here too. This team's just really threatening to me. I think I gotta go Roserade, but then I'm just dead to Crobat. Let's go Kyurem. Okay, they go Malamar. This is probably bad, but I'm just gonna try and hit a Draco Meteor. And we just tank the superpower and hit them back with the Draco Meteor that just kills. Cool. Dragon Fang is a significant power boost. 1.2 times is nothing to scoff at. Okay, let's switch over to Laddie Steel. Once again, so sorry about the dogs. We got garbage pickup outside. We got a Porygon Z, a Rillaboom, and a Rotom Wash. What am I thinking here? I kind of like the idea of going Registeel against the Boom, but Blacephalon kind of also handles that. Blacephalon also handles a non-scarfed Porygon Z really well. But most are scarfed? I'm really not sure. I like Latios against a couple things. I'm going to go Latios. Let's see how it works out. Okay, that's the matchup I really wanted here. I've got Energy Ball. This should be a 2-hit KO. Yep. And they go Eerie Impulse. Oh no! This is bad. We see a rest here, yeah. So we're dealing 27. Looks like we're going to need a crit. So we're going to Energy Ball, keep skipping to end of turn, and we could definitely get stalled out here. They went Eerie Impulse. That's risky. Yeah, that was really risky. It ends up paying off. But I think one crit and I can still steal this game. If I had tricked in my Choice Scarf turn 1, things would be really good looking here. I do also get a special defense drop, which is nice. They rest up again. We might be able to get some more special defense drops, and maybe we can get there. We're going to press all of our energy balls and see what happens. No Spadef drop, no crit. Come on, Spadef drop crit, Spadef drop crit. One of the two. Come on! Give me some luck. Nope. We just get a rest. They hit a discharge for nominal damage. Energy ball, 19. They rest up. That's probably game. I'd need like a Spadef drop into a crit right now. And I mean, maybe Struggle gets there, but off of a 166 attack stat, I'd be surprised. Yeah, so if I trick turn 1, I win this game going forward. So if I ever encounter this person again and they pull out Rotom, and I pull out Latios, I will win. So they get a Key Berry off. I think this set is poor. I'm concerned just a Key Berry doesn't give them enough action against physical attackers, so you may as well commit to the special attackers, right? Okay, we got Malamar. They're just superpowering. Now that we know that, Wailord's kind of scary. I think I just pull out Latios here. And we saw, like, a much weaker Draco Meteor kill. So yeah, Draco Meteor takes out yet another Malamar, and we'll kick straight into the next game, where we've got Mono Bug. Okay, so Volcarona, I don't remember. I feel like I've run the calc before though. Blacephalon versus Volk. I don't know what Pheromosa would run to hit Blacef. I feel like Blacef's the obvious pick. Registeel might be able to handle Pheromosa, but it doesn't handle Volk in any sense of the word. I'm gonna try Blacef. I mean, it's really hard. Like, especially lower on the ladder, it's kind of hard to figure out what people are thinking because you run into a lot less of the same person and you get to know people's mindset not nearly as well. So I'm going to try subbing, and we're going to see if like a Hyper Beam, a Pataya boosted Hyper Beam can get there. And if they Quiver Dance, we can probably fire off like a Shadow Ball. And then a Hyper Beam? I'm not sure. Let's see what they go for. They're just going Psychic. That's what we want to see. Honestly, do I tank a Psychic? Blacephalon, I can just run a go blank set. And then Volcarona. Let's go with Offensive Quiver Dance. Psychic, yeah, we tank it. In fact, it knocks us perfectly into range. Or not. I guess it was a choiced up Volcarona. Well, that's kind of the betrayal of the damage calculator, isn't it? I'm just gonna go Latios again. I think I beat Crobat with Psychic, and I doubt Wailord is doing anything other. Maybe it's Water Spout spamming. I'm just gonna try tricking it a Choice Scarf. It gives me a leftovers. Yeah. Okay. So they can only use Amnesia. Eventually, they're gonna run out of Amnesias, and it's gonna happen long before. It's actually they're just gonna die. They're dead. We'll shoot them a GG because I haven't been GGing enough. Latios, I think 3-0s that team, which is nice. It's always nice to have someone on the ladder that, like, whenever you lose a game, you queue into them and you just have something that 3-0s them. Eventually, they'll probably adapt to you, but if they don't, it's just like a free confidence boost whenever you run into them, and it's really nice. And you know, sometimes that free confidence boost person is me because I don't know what I'm doing. Um, Taking a little longer. Okay, there we go. We got 3 physical attackers, and none of them break a Registeel, I'm pretty sure. Especially not an Aggron. So we're just gonna go Iron Defense. Do I outspeed? Okay, they just scoop. No, I don't need to watch that again. Only on 33 minutes, I might do another team. Or maybe I'll just do a couple more battles with this team, try to get to 1300. And again, please leave all your comments down below on like how I could change these teams. Anything you like about 1v1, just, yeah, I'm trying to open a conversation here. See if we can get some interest driven up about 1v1 among my server and anybody who happens to stumble upon my channel blindly. But let's see what our win-loss is looking like. I don't think it's great. Oh, wow, that's better than I expected it to be. 14-6 is not awful. We have won 8 more games than we've lost. And honestly, that's not bad at all. My main account has like hundreds of games, and the difference between my wins and losses is like 15. But that's because I've been using the same account for a while, and I have some, and including back to when I was not nearly as good at this as I am now. So, Shedinja scares the hell out of me. I don't hate going Latios here, but I think it gets eaten up by T-Tar. Alakazam outspeeds Blacephalon. I actually think Latios can beat T-Tar. Let's see. I think Energy Ball wins this matchup. Because Atlas cared. Is that... Oh my god, they take nothing. Okay, so that's an Assault Vest Tyranitar. We know that for next time. Which means next time we run into them, we'll pull out a Registeel. And Registeel will eat that for breakfast. And now we're up to 14-7. Go us. I mean, down to 14-7. God. Okay, we've got Zapdos, Celesteela, and Zygarde here. I usually like Latios against Zygarde because Zygardes really like to go for, like, Substitute turn 1. Otherwise, Blacephalon's pretty good here. Except against the Zygarde, I doubt a Hyper Beam kills even at +1. I'm gonna go Blacef, and... Okay, we see the Zygarde. Not totally unexpected, although I think a Registeel and even the Latios had a real chance of beating this. So I think Zygarde was probably the wrong pull. I'd be pretty interested in Celesteela in this matchup, even if it loses pretty hard to Blacephalon. So we're just going to sub into Pataya range and see if Hyper Beam does it. One more substitute to get down to our Pataya Berry, and hope and pray. Yep, we are immune to that. Ah, no! I mean, it wasn't even close. But we could almost punish their punt there, but we had to recharge. And we're back down to 1192. I'm going to pull out a 4th team, and we're going to use one of my better teams. Because I don't like being this low. This is my Banded Ferrothorn team. It's got a Choice Scarf Trick Tapu Fini plus a standard Leftovers Coil Glare Substitute 1000 Arrows Zygarde. These two pair really nicely together and cover them, and Ferrothorn with the Choice Band has a ton of surprise factor, so I don't want to go over it for too long. I want to get to 1300. I don't like ending this video on a bad note. Okay, we've got Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. Yup, that looks about right. I think Fini might have the best chance here, but I also really like Zygarde. Yeah, I think I like Zygarde the most. Okay, we see Charizard. That's like exactly what we wanted to see. We're going to try and hit a Glare. They go Dragon Claw. That's fantastic. A physical set is a lot weaker to what my Zygarde's trying to do. Also, wow, that did nothing. Are you completely uninvested? We'll hit a Coil. Their Ancient Power? Okay, this person doesn't know what they're doing. It's fine. I'm not trying to be exclusionary, but this is just sad. Yeah. We'll take him out with 1,000 arrows, and that's all she wrote. Okay, getting back up there. Of course, they were at 1,000. They were only at 1,000, so we only get, what was that, 12 elo for that? Okay, come on. Let's face some higher ladder people so I can steal their elo. So while that's loading up, I'll take a second to talk about this team a little bit more. Or not. This keeps happening. Obstagoon, Magnezone, Gengar. I like Fini pretty well here. Although it does lose to Zone. Zygarde probably beats Zone. Probably beats... yeah, I like Zygarde here. Okay, they go Zone. We sub. They're going to Flash Cannon. They outspeed me, which is a little uncomfortable. But now we've got up our sub, and it just gets us to Power Construct. So I think we just win here. We'll go 1,000 arrows. Knock them to Sturdy. They get... Oh, they're Salac. Salac's wrong. You should be running Custap. In this format, it's usually just better to go first than to outspeed. And we're going to take the win with Zygarde here. Up to 1229. Let's say 2 more, I think, and we'll just see where we are then. Alecki, Barraskewda, Hatterene. So Tapu Fini gets eaten up by Regieleki. I think this is when we pull out Ferrothorn. I think it 3-0s here. Hey! Sorry about that. Dogs are going nuts. Barrascuda comes in, and this is probably our best matchup of the three. Although I think all of them probably die here. They drill run, take a bit of Iron Barb's damage, and then dead. I'm gonna call it there. We get up to 1249. Thanks for watching. See you next time.